to everyone. Welcome back to the 1894. I'm Darragh Jones. We hit there. We're previewing Watford. We're going straight into it. Joe, what do you think?
I mean, it sounds weird, but most people, when they look at the fixture list, they look at, when we play United away, Liverpool away. I always look out for, when they're in the division, Watford, because I know we usually score 4 or 5, because that's just how it goes, or at least in recent years anyway. Now, granted, there's always room for that to change. The lowest scoring one in my memory is possibly we only scored 3 once, which is still, mind-boggling. But I think Watford is probably the team we have the best record against, so we should really be looking to go and pump them realistically, especially with the news that we've got a fully fit, or at least a fully available squad, apart from Ferran Torres. But I mean, it's just a question, for me at least anyway, of how many we're going to score.
I actually kind of have to disagree with you. I think they've looked good in recent games since Ranieri took over. Chelsea were very, very lucky to get 3 points out of them. They smashed United. I'm pretty sure they rolled over into Liverpool. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that's in my mind. We can easily go here and get 5 or 6. It's not a matter of that, but they can score, but we can bend and score at the same time. So it should be interesting enough. I do genuinely think we'll go there and score 3 or 4, but they'll not push over us. They're really this could be like images preceding unfortunate events, but they're not going to be pushed over. But yeah, the news is great that we have the fully fit squad back. But that leaves one man in my mind, Joe, Jack Grealish. I can't wait to see him back. I think he's going to play.
I think there's a very, very, very good chance that he'll play, because we need to rotate the squad after playing the same front three back to back and having games every 3 days. You need a little bit of rotation. He came on against Villa in midweek, so you'd assume that's getting him ready to go and play even more minutes. You'd assume so anyway. He was the only person that came off the bench. I don't think Foden got any minutes. But I mean, we want to see Grealish. Obviously, he's the marquee signing in the summer. We all want to see him play as much as possible and, adapt to this system and, start playing really, really well. He's had a couple of good games, but I'm looking at this one and going, I'm not too sure on Watford's defence, if I'm going to be honest. I think it's a little bit shaky. I know they conceded about 4 to Leicester. They rolled over there. So, again, there's a good chance to go and score a few. And, I don't think he's got a Premier League goal yet. I know he's got one in the Champions League, but I don't think...
Yeah, he got one against Norwich.
Go on, Norwich. Yeah, Norwich. Big one against Norwich. Does that count? At the time, no, because they're actually looking decent with their new manager. But no, look, it'd be a good chance for him to go and... It's a good game for him to come back into, albeit it's away from home. But you look at Watford, a team that's battling relegation at the moment. I'd say you want to go against them or Norwich, really, in my opinion anyway. If you're ever going to come back for an injury and try and get fitness, it's almost a perfect game. And you never know. I mean, just look at Raheem Sterling, for example. He seems to be, finding form. He's in really good form at the moment. So there's arguably, not a better chance to maybe grab an assist.
Look, it has to be a statement of him. He has to turn around after how good Mahrez, Jesus and Sterling been the last couple of days. He's going to have to turn around and say, look, this is my spot. I'm the 100 million man. I have to put my hat in the ring here to be starting these games. Now, me and you both agree he's probably better as an 8, but there's not a chance he's coming in as an 8. And look, talking about the team now, we'll just go straight into it. Edison's in goal, as per usual. Pulled off that amazing save down near the end against Villa. Saved 3 points. Walker's back. He's going to play. Diaz, he's going to play. He scored as well. Laporte is back after the suspension, which Stones could easily play as well. I think Laporte be in. And then Cancelo, the man at the moment. He's there. He's not going to be moved, Josie.
No, and he should be moved back to left back, because against Villa, it was still like a sort of, 7, 8 out of 10 performance, but it was not his, upper tier, it wasn't his best. He's much better on the left, which is weird, because I know Rennes likes to say he's makeshift, but no, you've got to move him back onto the left, because that's where he's played his best football for us. And then obviously Walker's available again, he comes straight back in. Obviously Laporte's back after his suspension. Diaz just has to play. I think, Ake doesn't get a look in if one of Stones or Laporte is fit. He doesn't get a look in. And I'm not sure on Stones' availability. I assume when he said there's a full squad, I assume he's there.
Back, yeah. I don't think he was out for any. I don't think he was actually out for any injuries. I think we heard the build up to his personal reasons, but not 100% sure, of course. But I don't think Ake will have any notion of getting into the squad. Thankfully for some people, but he looked pretty good against Villa. But next up in the midfield, Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo. Simple as Gundogan again. He's running it lately. Bernardo can't say anything more from him. Rodri is a centre, just all so fucking good. And we said it. I can't remember when we said it, but we said that De Bruyne doesn't just walk straight back into this team, and he clearly doesn't. Gundogan at the minute, he's been the man lately, and look, that's the midfield I have to go with, Joe.
You can't look at anything else. I don't think De Bruyne should come straight back in. I think he'll have had maybe a day or two of training, maybe at very maximum. So he should come off the bench, to get some minutes, because of the fact that the midfield's just that on form. He will probably walk back into the team like he did last season. But I mean, he shouldn't, but he will. And I think we all know he will eventually, regardless, we'll try and play him into form like we did last season. But no, this is the midfield three you got to go with. It's the most on form one. Gundogan's showing signs of, how he was playing last season. And then, 2 player of the season candidates, alongside him in midfield. So there's not really much you can change there to make it any better.
Something you can do. Then, front three. Sterling loves a goal against Watford. Tends to always score when we play against him. I want him in. I want to continue form. Grealish is back. We obviously talked about him. This will be the game for him as well to to lay his claim to say, I'm the man, I'm playing, I'm 100 million quid, I'm going to play, I'm going to score, I'm going to get my way back into this team because of everyone who's been so good around him. Then, Gabriel Jesus up through the middle. Now, say again, I stand by De Bruyne's best position is moving further forward, but like Joe said, still out. Well, he's not out. He's not fully. I don't think he's fully fit. I think he'll be in the squad, obviously, but he won't be fully sharp enough to play, I don't think. So Jesus will be that man in there. And look, again, I think he got 2 in the cup final. It was either he got 2 and Sterling got 3, or he got 3 and Sterling got 2. It was one or the other. But either way, like they're so they're very dangerous. Like that's they are 2 very fast players, and you have Grealish with his ball retention there. Grealish could end up through the middle. Sterling could end up on the left. Jesus can end up on the right. It's just one of those fluid front three, isn't it?
And that's the best, system we have, the fluidity to it all. That's, how we've been playing our best football. It's controlled chaos. Everyone's all over the place, but in a good way. You could find players in different positions at different times. You got to put Sterling on the right because he does, although he's looked pretty good on the left at times, he's much better on the right. So, I mean, if he does what he does against Villa off the left, it'd be scary to think of what he might have been able to achieve on the right. I think Mahrez will get a rest. Again, you need to rotate when you've got this many games coming up, so I think he'd be the one to drop out. Which, fair enough, it's not a sign of him playing bad, it's just the amount of games we've got coming up. We need to save players. I don't think Foden comes back in because he's another one of them, returning from injury. I think it was, similar time for him to Grealish. I think he started training at the same time, but I think, you got to keep Jesus in there because regardless of, again, him being best out on the right, he's played well through the middle, which is weird because he didn't last season. But, I said I didn't want to see him through the middle. I still don't really, but he's playing okay there. He's playing well there. He's pressing. He got an assist against Villa. So why take him out of there? Again, fluidity. He can switch with Sterling. He can switch with Grealish. He can go left or right. He can change it up a bit. He adds that fluidity and, the energy. He always gives his all. And then, of course, we touched on Grealish earlier. It's just a case of, you hope he makes a statement. Because right now, with the returning squad, it'll be hard for the likes of him and Foden to break into this team. Of course, they will eventually, because we believe that they are the better players and, longer term, they are the starters. But they need to prove it right now because the players who have come in their absence have performed really well.
Yeah, no, look, I agree. Again, look, we've such a good squad to choose from now, especially with everyone back. It's going to be hard for people to get places. And again, this is a game for Grealish, for Sterling. Well, I know Sterling's been playing well recently, Sterling will really stake his claim and be like, look, I'm the man now. And I think he is. I think he's back. And again, we're all happy to be proven wrong. Now, before I wrap it up, Joe, give us your score prediction.
I'm going to stick with the theme if we're going to absolutely pump him, and I think I'm going to go with 4-0. I think it's another routine Watford win.
I'll go 3-0, right? I want to say 5, I'm going to say 3-0, just keep it realistic for when they turn around and beat us 1-0. But, look, it's one of those we should win, really should. I'm not too nervous going into it, but every game now is a must win. Every game between now and May is a must win. So, look, we'll leave you there. Not doing watch-alongs anymore. The thing of the past for now. Anyway, they might come back, they might not. We'll see what happens. But keep an eye out for some new stuff coming around. We have stuff in plans, and yeah, thanks very much for watching. Like, subscribe, share around. Nice one, sound, peace.